In this tutorial video, I'm going to show you Google Sheets, how to use little tricks like merge, align, and to use word wrap. The first thing you're going to notice is maybe if you start typing in one of these cells, that even though we try to put it into B3, it's going to overflow in all of these other ones, F, G, H, I, J, K. So maybe what you want to do then is you can come up here to text wrapping. Right now it's on overflow, which is why it's flowing out of B into all of the other cells. So what you'll do is you'll change it to wrap. And when you do that, it's going to go ahead and it's going to keep everything in the same cell, but because of our formatting, it's going to make this block much larger, especially compared to the other ones. This is going to be a little bit more restrictive if you're trying to do other tricks or other questions and answers in this other area. So what you'll want to do before you do that is you're going to want to take that and you're going to want to block off kind of a large chunk. And you can do that by coming here to hit merge cells. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all of these tiny cells and we're going to merge them so that they become one big cell. So you'll come here to where the two arrows are pointing, you'll click merge cells, and now we have one big cell compared to all of these other tiny ones. You'll notice though it hasn't quite solved our problem. Even though we have all of the room, it stops. Our quote gets cut off right here. So we still need to come up here to text wrapping because it's still on overflow, but we need to change it here to wrap. And by doing that, we now have our entire quote showing in that one cell. And this is going to give us a little bit more freedom if we want to use these cells over here for something else later on. You'll notice also that this is a little bit weird looking, right? We have all of this dead space on top. So the way that you can change that is right next to text wrapping, we've got vertical align. Right now it's on bottom. You can use top, but then you still have all that dead space here on the bottom, or you can go ahead and use the middle one, and that's going to use a little bit, it's going to use that space a little bit better. So now you have the ability to take this and you can bold it by coming up here to click the B, or you could use the shortcut Control B, and now we've made it bolder. You can go ahead and change the size. The last thing that you want to do is we've talked about text wrapping now, we've talked about vertical alignment, so that brings us to horizontal alignment. This is probably the one you're most familiar with when you're working with like Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. So you can go ahead and keep it because right now it's set on left, but maybe you really want it to look centered. So you can go ahead and do that, or you can have it be on the right. That's entirely up to you. But this is pretty much everything that you need to know for just basic formatting into Google Sheets. You've got, again, we want to point out that we did the merge, which was those two arrows pointing together. We talked about the horizontal align, the vertical alignment, and the text wrapping.